Hey, I have a monthly poetry workshop, and over the years, David Leo and Rorschach have been guests at it. Uh, I'm gonna post the one that's 2 weeks from tomorrow night there, and explains who is the guest poet. There's also one tomorrow night that I'll be happy to put up the website after I read. We started talking about Donald Trump. I have hated Donald Trump longer than most of you people know his name, but back to his days in New York. So I'm going to read one that was written 14 years ago. Donald Trump. Apparently, I'm not the only person who hates Donald Trump. In today's New York Post, columnist Cindy Adams, writing about Henry Hudson, scribed, "Anyway, he sailed up this river, and like Trump, right away named the thing after himself. At the top of my hill, there is the Donald Trump State Park, Indian Hill section, and there is nothing there, only a closed gate. Trump's company had bought land for years ago, hoping to rezone down from 4 acres and build condos. But the locals fought him and fought him and fought him and won. So finally, he gave up and gave it to New York State with the stipulation that it be named after him. Big signs went up on a highway, bigger than the exit signs, and he took his tax write-off and went home. But there was only a locked gate. I wonder if he will rename hell when he gets there. And then some of you may remember that there was that he had an affair, if you call it, with a Trump star named Stormy Daniels. He really didn't have an affair. He arranged to meet her, and then he jumped on her. And according to everything, she knows all about it, so she just went along with it. But then when he ran for president, he tried to cover it up, and through a newspaper, they paid her off apparently for her story. But when it came out, uh, he got nailed for it, and then she testified. So the only one sentence poem I ever wrote at that time was, "Stormy fucked him once, and now she's doing it again." So them are two Trump poems. Then I have two short poems that go back 10 years ago to the early open mic days, and this has to do with the Hudson Valley Writers Center. Open mic. Standing in front of the open mic, the first poem went well, and now on to the short story. God damn it, it's going to be too long for the 5-minute limit. What do I cut out and still capture it? Trying to edit as I read, not a good idea. I felt tongue-tied and I fouled it up and still got the 5-minute hook before I finished. It was ugly, but everyone clapped. Oh, what? For the following month, open mic 2. Open mic 1 month after my bomb here at the Hudson Valley Writers Center. Just went much better. 4 poems in 5 minutes, and Dan didn't have to cut me off. The rest of the night went very well too, as Jim, Roxy, Joe, Adele, Sasha, and others turned and sell it for performance. It made me realize that we were very lucky that the first open mic didn't put a death knell on the whole idea. As Prairie Home companion Garrison Kaler tells the story, and he would never follow it up. The first open mic was held in Florence, Italy, about 1300. The first reader, a bit nervous, got up and said, "Good evening. I have 3 poems to read. My name is Duante Aligenti, but you can call me Dante." And then finally, if you told me 60 years ago, June 3rd, 1964, when I was working on Wall Street and getting ready to move to the Tony Riverdale section of New York City, that today I'd be recovering from a minor motorcycle accident, I didn't ride then and never planned to. Sustained riding from my 225-year-old barn home, I was a lifetime apartment dweller and planned to remain as such. In a place I'd never heard of, Jefferson Valley, New York, to a college that didn't exist as such, Monroe College, and I'd be married for 45 years to a woman that I had never met. And then I'd be a poet. A poet! I'd have said you were crazy. And now I wondered if it's me. Thank you all for putting up with me.